Hi everyone and welcome to a very special episode of Jurassic Plastic. I'm Terrible Dactyl and I have here a box from Safari Ltd. This is a box of new to me figures, not brand new figures. These are Safari models that I have been meaning to get for quite a while. So I went onto Safari's website and I ordered a whole bunch of them together in order to qualify for their free shipping. And I thought I would do a little unboxing here with you today so that we can take a look at these, and I'll give you just a very quick first impression of each one before I get to doing full reviews of these at a later date. So, here we go. Let's crack this bad boy open. Alright. Packing material here is paper, which is very nice, environmentally conscious of you, Safari. Let's take that out. It's like recycled paper too. Well done, Safari. Got my packing slip. Don't need to see that. And first up, this one I've been very excited to get my hands on. This is the Wild Safari Cassowary figure. This figure, from what I've seen online, looks absolutely beautiful. So let's crack this model open. Now, remember all those nice things I was just saying about plastic packaging? Well, okay. So you do want to kind of keep that sturdy. This reminds me of the way that PNSO ships some of their medium-sized models. But I'm not a huge fan of the plastic packaging. I'm sure there's a better way that Safari could do that, but look at that. Oh, it's even glossy. Look at that. It's got those glossy, sort of iridescent feathers that cassowaries are known for, and the shading on that casque is just beautiful. Look at the detail around the wattle here. Why is this not focusing? There we go. My little caruncles and that wattle, and the detail on the face is just amazing. And look at those feet. Those are some nice large bird feet right there, and it's got that distinctive big claw. It's almost like a dromaeosaur claw, or I guess dromaeosaur claws are a little bit like cassowary claws. And it's even got detailing on the bottom of the feet. Got the tag on there. It's the older late 2000s Wild Safari tag. Very nice, beautiful figure. Let's see what else we had got in this box. Oh, look at this. This is me catching up on my Safari Prehistoric Mammals line. And as you can see on the tag, this is our Safari Macrauchenia. And Macrauchenia, this is just a beautifully painted model. I'm always very impressed with the Safari mammals, how they give just the most subtle wash onto the fur to really bring out those details. They never look like just flat unpainted plastic. One of the things I love about the old Safari Carnegie collection are the hand-painted look, and the washes that we get on these mammal figures really replicate that look, even though obviously it's not fully hand-painted like the old models were. But it's just really, really nice. I really appreciate the extra attention to making this seem like a really high-quality model, and the face on this thing is so realistic. Look at the teeth. Those tiny little teeth in there. How do you sculpt that? How do you get that in the mold? Incredible. Now I have to say, and I'll probably address this in the review, I'm not so sure about that tapir-like trunk. I think that some more recent research on tapirs and similar animals showed that this would have more of a moose-like snout rather than a tapir-like snout. What year was this? Now this is 2018. Oh, just under the wire for that bit of research. I think it was a 2018 paper on tapirs that I'm thinking of. Well, I don't know how solid that conclusion is. It looks really nice either way. And, you know, I don't want to say that an outdated paleo art sculpture like this is without value. I actually really like having a variety of historical interpretations in my collection. So even if that's not technically scientifically accurate anymore, it definitely used to be. And the claws on this thing. What are these related to? This is like a stem parasidactyl or something? I have to look that up. I'm not super up on my Cenozoic megafauna. Alright, beautiful. Let's take a look at what's next. Alright, back in my wheelhouse, here we have the Wild Safari Deinocheirus. And I have been looking forward to a really scientifically accurate Deinocheirus model since I was 7 years old. And we only had these big giant arms to look at in the museum and in all of my dinosaur books. How awesome is it that when they finally found complete skeletons of the infamous Deinocheirus, it wound up looking like a really big humpbacked goose. I just think that is perfect. That's just too perfect. I have to say, I held off on getting this model for a little while, obviously. I can't say I'm a huge fan of the color pattern that they picked for this. And from the promo pictures that I saw online, the detailing to me left a little something to be desired. But I have to say now, looking at this in hand, the feather detail on this is a lot nicer than I was expecting. It's almost got these little, I don't know if they're clumps of feathers or if they're intended to be individual broad veined contour feathers, which would be very interesting for an ornithomimosaur. It really looks a lot better than I was expecting. I'm still not a huge fan of the color scheme, and especially, and you can even see this in the promo photos online, but the paint application is a little uneven, especially on these white areas here and on the belly. I wish they had done maybe some darker speckles or something in there just to blend it all together. But it does have a nice little bit of a dark wash on here too, which I had not previously noticed. Yeah, wow, those body feathers are really nice. And obviously the head sculpt, the overall accuracy on this is very good. I have to question whether an animal this big in a tropical environment would have had such a dense coat of feathers. I know it's definitely possible, but I wonder if they could have gotten away. I got a little nick on. Is that intentional? Is that little battle damage from a Tarbosaur or something? Or is that a little defect on mine? I don't know. You could go either way on that one. Anyway, I don't know about the thickness of the feather coat on this. It's definitely plausible. I think it would be interesting to see a company tackle this and go with a little bit more of minimal feathering just to see how it would look. I've seen some believable pieces of paleo art online that go a little less overboard with the feathers. It is really big, and the simple feathers are really more of an insulation thing, although you do want to protect that skin from sun damage. But anyway, I'm actually a lot more impressed with this model than I thought I would be. So, yay Safari, well done. Let's take a look at what's next. Next up inside here we have got, oh, this is bigger than I thought. Look at this Brontotops. It's not Brontotops. What is this thing called now? I'm sorry. I grew up around the New York, New Jersey area, going to the Museum of Natural History. This thing will always be Brontotops to me. This is Megacerops. Yes, Megacerops. That's Lighty's name. Cope got coped again by Lighty. This is incredible. The promo pictures of this do not do it justice. Look at the size of this thing. It is heavy. This is heavier than the Deinocheirus for sure. The texture on the skin is incredible. Look at that. It looks just like a rhino. This is a better rhino figure than a lot of the other rhino figures I've seen for sale, which is a little unfortunate because I think this is a stem horse, right? Stem horse, these Brontotops. You can almost see this going with more of a tapir or horse-like, very, very short coat of fur. Although I guess the rhino-like soft tissue here could have evolved independently due to similar lifestyles and things like that. I just don't know. It is classic, though. Like I said, I don't mind an slightly inaccurate or outdated piece of paleo art if it's based on older interpretations. And the rhino look for these Brontotops is definitely classic. And it's got this really wide horn here on the front. And once again, we've got that texture on the bottom of the feet, which I love. These are so detailed. I really, really love Safari's Prehistoric mammal line. And I'm surprised at how big this is. I'm going to have to do a good comparison video of this with the Wintotherium and some of the other Safari mammal models just to get across how big and heavy this thing is. This is a brutish beast. Very, very cool. And last but not least, the coup de grace. This is the Mastodon. Put this down so I can crack it open because he's so heavy. Now, if you thought that Brontotops was big, take a look at this Mastodon. This is enormous. This is almost the same size as the Carnegie Collection 130 woolly mammoth. Although I would almost think that we're getting close to Columbian mammoth size if you're going to put this next to the Wild Safari woolly mammoth. Wow, that is a big, beautiful elephant. And once again, just the fur detail sculpted onto this is gorgeous. And the feet, the way that the fur hangs around the nails down there. And then you've got some sculpted skin patterning texture on the bottom of the foot. The inside of the mouth is sculpted and painted. And look at the eyes, those tiny, tiny little eyes. You've got so many different colors just on the eye. There's a little bit of black around the edge. There's the white sclera there. You've got the brown. And you've got the black pupil. And it's in such a wonderful pose, like it's just walking and bellowing. You could imagine this being part of a big herd. And once again, you've got that subtle, very, very subtle dark wash over the whole thing that just brings the model together. You would never be able to tell that this was not fully hand-painted over base gray vinyl like the old Carnegies, just looking at this from a distance. That is a really, really nice model. The American Mastodon. Oh, and you know, I said last but not least, but it looks like Safari sent me an extra bonus gift. Good luck minis! In paper packaging. Thanks, Safari. I appreciate the gesture. Let's see what we got in here. Anything interesting? We've got a teeny tiny little alligator. There's Bernie himself in miniature. Oh, that's a large. I thought Good Luck Minis were tiny. This is a pretty sizable horse. Look at that. That's nicely painted. Is this fully painted or is this painted over brown vinyl? I think that's brown vinyl. It's a little hard to tell. Very cool. And we've got a couple more in here. Wow, okay. A tiny little penguin. Oh, I have to do a video one time about one of my very, very first real animal models. A little ceramic penguin that I got. This looks like it could be a building. Hey! It's the White House. Check that out. Do you know they did minis of historic buildings? And one last thing here. It's a heart. Hashtag love Safari, right? These things make good party favors, or so I hear. And you've got the little tag, little business card from Bernie for, oh, a scratch and save. I wonder if we won anything. Let's see. Okay, let's scratch this guy off. There we go, 15% off. Not bad. I'm not going to show you my code. No stealing my 15% off, guys. That's a cool idea. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today on my unboxing adventure, and we'll see you next time on Jurassic Plastic. Bye.